Hello and welcome to another video. In this video I'm gonna be replacing the battery in my UPS or uninterrupted power supply. So let's jump right in. From what I know, I first have to disconnect this because it's the battery connector. I'm gonna pry it out using this screwdriver. There you go. Now the battery should be disconnected. Then I'm gonna flip the UPS upside down. And start by removing a little screw in the front. And you may wonder why I'm replacing the battery, or maybe not, because the most common thing is because it's worn. And that's exactly the reason. I've had this UPS for 3 years now. Exactly 3 years. And it's a bit underdimensioned for my gaming setup, and that's why it gets a bit hot, and that wears the battery faster. The normal lifetime of this is about 3 to 5 years. I don't think I have to remove that entirely actually, so I'm gonna leave it. At first I thought I didn't have any screwdrivers long enough, but I luckily had this Be Quiet screwdriver. So I'm actually gonna measure how long the screwdriver has to be, so you know as well. I'd say about 11.5, maybe 12 centimeters. But yeah, luckily I had this one, so I'm gonna use this to remove these screws. But yeah, like I said, this is a bit underdimensioned for my setup. I think it's 900 watts. And I have my internet and PC and monitors and everything on those 900 watts. So when I play games it gets a bit hot. I think the biggest one of this model is 1200 or 1.2 kilowatts. No, maybe. I still have to get the clips from here or not. I guess this works as well. Maybe. If it moves enough. Yeah, now I can see the battery, but you can't, so I'm gonna turn it around. Now you can see the battery is here and it's held in with 4 Phillips screws. I think it's Phillips 1. Yeah. And because the battery is now disconnected already from the circuit, it should be safe to remove. I'm also gonna use my compu cleaner to clean the inside. I might as well do it when I have it open. I'm gonna remove the positive first. Or not do it while it's still inside. Then it's too tight, I think. No, it wasn't. And now I have some more room for the negative, so I can remove that as well. Then I'm actually gonna measure the voltage of this old one and then the new one, because this should be fully charged now. The new one won't be, but I think it's still gonna have higher voltage. So from what I know, this should be 24. Let's see. It actually says 27.2. Well, I hope it's the battery that's faulty, but it should be, as the UPS is coming up to 3 years now. But yeah, I'm gonna show you as well. As you can see, it's 27.2. But let's check the new one. Maybe it's even higher. And like I said, this isn't charged now because it just arrived. 26.1, so this is actually lower. But just because there's voltage doesn't mean there's amperage. So it's most likely that, and that's why it passes the self-test. When there's a power outage, if my PC is turned off, then it can do it. But if it's turned on and on idle, the UPS will just shut off. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna blow some dust out while I have it open. So I'm gonna do that off camera and then I'll be back. Now it should be clean enough at least. So I'm gonna move the battery aside so I can move the UPS closer. And then I'm gonna start by connecting the negative again. I just have to think. It goes that way. And I think it has to be like that. I think it was like that, yeah. And then the positive. And make sure both are all the way in, and they are. Then it should just be to put everything back again. First I'm gonna put this in, and then I can put the lid back on, I think. And I'm gonna do this in a cross just because it feels better. Just like this Be Quiet screwdriver is meant to be used, because it's for a CPU cooler. And now it should just be the last one. Like that. And now it should actually be ready. Almost. I'm gonna click this in, and now it might do a little pop, like on my e-scooter. Maybe or maybe not. It didn't. So now I should be able to turn it on. Yeah. So now I can connect it and let it charge, and then I'm gonna actually test it with the PC on idle, and that doesn't use like any power. So if it can't do that, then there's another problem. Once or twice I've been in a game when the power went out and it has worked, and that was maybe 1.5 years ago. So the PSU was just 1.5 then, so the battery was in way better condition. Let's see what happens now if I disconnect the UPS, because right now my PC is on idle, so it should make it, otherwise there's another problem. Yeah, that's no problem, the PC is still on. So that worked without a problem. And I think that was all for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.